نحمده سبحانه وتعالى ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله تعالى فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وحبيبه، بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الله عز وجل به الغمة، وجاهد في سبيل ربه حتى أتاه اليقين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, my brothers and my sisters in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the son of Adam in this dunya in mujahada, in kabad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي kabad. Kabad means hardship, effort. We are here in this dunya, my brothers and my sisters, for work. We are not here for entertainment. Allah sent us to do a job. This kabad, this hardship that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed on us, this test that we live in, there is no escape from. No one in this dunya gets an easy run. Everyone has to go through hardship. It's just that my hardship is different to your hardship, different to his hardship, her hardship. Everyone has his own obstacle course, but everyone goes through hardship. This kabad, this hardship, is pleasing to Allah if the Muslim endures it, seeking the pleasure of Allah on as-sirat al-mustaqim, on the way of Allah, following the path of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This effort, this hardship becomes the reason for you to deserve Jannah, becomes the reason for Allah's pleasure and Allah's paradise, Allah's Jannah. And if you try to avoid this hardship, run away from hardship, you want ease, you want luxury, you follow the way of shaitan, you disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and eventually you will fall in hardship still, you will go through similar pain, but you don't get the prize of Allah Azza wa Jal, and you are deprived of the pleasure of Allah. Everyone has to go through this hardship. And this hardship, like I said, it changes. The form of it changes from place to place, from time to time, even in your own life. In your own life, in a person's life, you will go through a lot of forms of hardship. In your own life, there's hardship as a student, single young man, single young woman. There's hardship as a husband, as a wife. There's hardship as a person who is employed, a worker. There's a hardship for you if you're a businessman. There's a hardship if you are a son. There's a hardship if you are a father. You go through all these phases usually in life, and you taste a lot of this hardship. And the more the hardship, the more the effort, the more the reward, the more the ajr, the more the thawab, the bigger your Jannah, the higher your rank. And these hardships, they come in different levels. There's an easy test, slap on the face, quick, a thorn, a prick. And there is a heavy test. And one of the hardest tests a Muslim has to endure in certain times, in certain ages, is to face societal pressure. The human being doesn't live in a vacuum. We don't live in vacuums. You don't live alone. You know how they say in the West you are free? But you're free. In Australia you're free. No one is free. No one is free. This is a perspective. Everyone looks at it from a certain angle and says, oh, you're free, you can do it. No one is free. No society allows the human being to live in freedom. Society, family, dictates, it pushes you in a certain direction. And if you try to go away from this grip, if you try to leave the cliches of society, you will definitely face a lot of hardship. A lot of hardship. And this is in every country, everywhere. This notion of, I'm free, I can do what I want, that's not true. Everyone faces society. And in Islam, one of the major tests that we will all face is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders us to follow the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It's a huge test. Habibi, monkeys. Habibi, come here. Come on, don't run away. No, don't run away, come. Now they can't hear, subhanallah. Following the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is extremely hard. And it's not hard because you don't love him. And it's not hard necessarily because his sunnah or his way is hard. It's hard because it clashes with society. For example, growing your beard. If you see Australia, if you look at Sydney for example, most, alhamdulillah, a lot of Muslim young men, you know, whether he's religious or not very religious, you know, it's very, very easy for you to grow your beard. Why? Because the social pressures regarding you growing your beard are minimal. It is there. Some maybe families, hazzibliya, you know, silliya, trim it a bit, don't make it so big, this, that. But generally speaking, the pressure is limited. Other countries, if you grow your beard, the pressure is day and night. Mom, dad, family, you can't get married, you can't get a job. See, taboo, like the army, you have to shave every morning. Every morning you have to wake up and shave. Different pressures. In Australia here, for example, we have a mixing problem. Men, women, they broke these barriers long time ago. This segregation, in-laws, mixing at work, mixing in society, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, you know, very, 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 very strong pressure. If you try to live like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if you declare in your life, I'm not going to mix with non-maharam, it's not, oh Allah, society will leave you alone. Let's say, for example, you make a declaration, khalas, I'm going to live according to the sunnah, no mixing. Men alone, women alone. Talk is cheap. Society is going to hit back. You know, it's going to hit back. It's not going to leave you alone. You will feel alienated. You will be attacked. You'll be criticized. You'll be called, a family breaker, annoying person. Who do you think you are? Why? Because society, that's it. The norm now is different. The accepted system is different to the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If a sister, for example, wants to put niqab, the dress code of the mothers of believers, the dress code of Muslim women for 13 centuries, imagine 1,300 years, the ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from as far east as China to far west as Spain, unheard of that a Muslim female walks on the street showing her face. Unheard of. Not Muslims, Christians wore the niqab, Jews wore the niqab. But khalas, society changed, system changed, and now niqab became something extinct. Like there's an extinct animal, khalas, there's maybe, they say, there's 5, 6 white tigers, we have to look after them. We have now, out of thousands of Muslim women, now we have maybe a few hundred niqabis in Sydney, left. We have to look after them. Because they also, every day you hear, wallah, this sister took her niqab off, this sister took her niqab off. Why is she taking her niqab off? She's been in niqab for 10 years, 15 years. Why is she taking her niqab off? Because she can't breathe? She's been like this for 15 years. She definitely adapted. It's not the personal struggle with niqab, it's the peer pressure. The other sisters, they don't make them feel comfortable. Why are you doing this? Everywhere she goes, she feels when you do something society is not doing, even if no one talks to you, you have the ugly feeling of being a gharib. You are different. You feel like you don't fit in. This feeling of ghurba, this feeling of I'm alone, is one of the major signs in our time that you are on the straight path. If you live in our days and everyone loves you and everyone's jolly and happy with you and you're not facing trouble, you're not facing, you're not facing backlash from society, what does this mean? Means you're a good Muslim? Means you're a nice man? No. It means you have deserted the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why? Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, this deen came as a strange thing. جاء الدين غريبا. When Islam started, it was mind-boggling for non-Muslims. When Rasulullah ﷺ came with the basic principles of Islam, which now we as Muslims say, oh my God, what idiots, who worships an idol? You see an idol worshipper now, and kids make fun of it. Try to have a conversation. Once I had a conversation with my kids. I go, look, what do you think of these, adults, they used to worship idols. Kids give you that weird face. What? Worship a rock? Like a kid realized something stupid. But came one time in society, if you dare say that the idols are not gods, what's going to happen? Society will punish you. Society will hit back. Even if you don't. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu never worshipped an idol. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam never worshipped an idol. But because there was no da'wah, there was no call against the idols, everyone left them in peace. As soon as the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam declared, we don't worship idols and idol worshipping is wrong, Ya Latif, what happened? He was 40 years old, never had a problem with anyone. His nickname was As-Sadiq Al-Amin, the truthful, the trustworthy. He started working in dawah. He started criticizing what society is doing, and bang, he became the magician, the kahin, the sorcerer, the liar, the crazy, the maniac, the one who's causing fitna in our society, the one splitting families and causing difference in families. I am telling you now, look in your life. If you find your life peaceful, if you find that in your life society likes you, your family have no problem with you, everyone is, everyone is good, everything is good, having a good social life, this means what? It means you are on the wrong path. It means you are not following the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Something is wrong. Because he said sallallahu that this deen started strange. When it came, it was very strange, very foreign. Then he said something ajib. Then he said, وَسَيَعُودُ غَرِيبًا كَمَا جَاءَ. And one day, this deen will become strange again. فَطُوبَى لِلْغُرَبَاءِ. 1400 years ago, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam sent bushra, good news. فَطُوبَى, some ulama said, Tuba is a tree in Jannah. Tuba, some ulama say, is a tree in Jannah. A strong horse will run for 100 years. Imagine, a fast, strong horse will run in the shade of this tree for 100 years and he will not leave its shade. He's still under the shade of this tree. And some ulama said Tuba is another name for Jannah. That's all of Jannah. فَطُوبَى يعني Jannah. I promise Jannah for the strangers. Those who feel lonely. Those who feel foreign. They feel like they don't fit in. Why don't they fit in? Because they are following the way of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam when no one else is following. This concept is very, very important for every single Muslim to digest. Some people, they succumb to social pressures. If you look at how, I'm going to give you an example so that just to make you know, just to make you understand what I'm saying. Social pressure works in such a way, not in 1 year, not in months. It works on the long term. Shaitan doesn't make one-day plans. Shaitan is living, he's living until Judgment Day. He doesn't mind a 300-year plan. He doesn't mind a 500-year plan. Okay, let's start a plan and I reap the fruits in 500 years' time. Imagine if you were to go to the women of Sahaba radiallahu anhum, the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, mothers of believers, and say to them, a day will come when a Muslim female will wear a bikini on the beach. Can you imagine what they would think? You're hallucinating. What do you mean? We are covered from head to toe. What do you mean? A Muslim female, and she's Muslim? Yeah, Muslim and proud of her Islam. Not just Muslim and proud of her Islam. No. She's Muslim and proud of her Islam and equally proud of her bikini. And she's also proud, Very, very common now. A husband and his wife, they take a nice picture together and they post it on Facebook. His wife maybe shows her hair, or maybe she shows her face, she has makeup. Her beauty is shared with the whole, and then husband is proud. I look at my wife. She's mashallah. She's a respected person in society. Very common. Why? Because of social pressure. If you were to say now, our sisters, imagine if a sheikh now stands on the minbar and says, sisters, it's haram for you to, go on Facebook. It's haram to have a profile pic. Yeah, Baba, you'll be cancelled next day. Look, I'm telling you, the feminist lobby will annihilate you in society. You will be called, try it. Why don't you try it? Try on your, everyone has Facebook, mashallah, because no one, what's more important, Sunnah or Facebook? What's more important? No, Sheikh, wallah, I have Facebook because of deen things, Ya salam, ya habibi. MashaAllah, he has Facebook, she has Facebook because of, he wants to watch the mashayikh on Facebook. Really, that's the only reason why he started an account. He really wanted, to have access to the mashayikh on Facebook. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't know what we do. Allah doesn't know what society is doing. Allah's unaware, wal-'iyadhu billah. Allah knows exactly. Social media is a disease, it's a sickness. It's not just a sickness as in sin. It's actually a mental disorder. People that share their life, their private life on social media, halal. Like for example, we find a brother, he goes to a restaurant, and then he wants to share the meal he had on Facebook. Why? Why do you feel that the ummah wants to know what you ate today? Why? It's a sickness. It feeds the part of you, the disease inside you that wants to appear. Selfies and pictures, and now people, they don't, even when they do something they enjoy, they actually don't enjoy it anymore. Because when they enjoy something, what's more important for them is the enjoyment of sharing it. So instead of enjoying the moment, he is busy taking pictures. He is busy with a, whatever, what's that called, that stick called, He's busy recording the moment, not enjoying the moment. He doesn't want to enjoy the moment. What's more important for him is to show society how much he's enjoying. Where is the enjoyment now? You've already wrecked your own enjoyment. Just enjoy the moment, live it. You love the meal, eat it. You enjoy it, eat it. No, he wants to share with the whole world what he ate. Why? He wants to prove something to people around him, or get likes or whatever, or be famous. It's a disease, it's a marad. That's how they make money. Because people are equally sick. Muslim, non-Muslim, Christian, Jew, everyone has the same disease. They love to show off. They love to attract attention. They love the good comments. They love the like. Someone sends a like, ya Baba. When social media first came out, and I saw a lot of mashayikh jumping on, even me at the beginning, I won't lie, People came and said, Sheikh, why don't you put the lectures on YouTube? Why don't you put the lectures on, on Facebook? And I said, Wallah, you know what? Khair, inshallah. Good reward, the khair will spread, the deen will spread. And one of my students posted the first lecture ever for me on YouTube. Guess what happened? Me. I'm not talking about anyone else. Maybe other mashayikhs and see, may Allah reward them. You know what happened to me? Every morning I wake up in the morning and I check how many likes. me, I'm telling you about me. Not anyone else. Everyone's different. Maybe awliya are there, maybe pious people. Every morning I check, like religion, before Fajr Salat, I check the likes and I check the comments. And if I see, MashaAllah, what a machine, wa Allahu Akbar, I love this Shaykh, especially from the sisters, I love this Shaykh. You start your day with Allah, happy, fresh, MashaAllah, you want to give more lectures, you want to do more da'wah. And if you find the negative comment, or what's that, or he made this mistake, or he's a mubtada', or he's a this, or someone said I didn't understand this, you want to respond. You want to answer the brother or the sister, you want to enter a Facebook debate. And then you get stuck in this in this circle, ya haram, of wanting to make sure people like you, even though the essence of deen and the essence of da'wah and the essence of sincerity is that you do not care what people think. You're doing this for the sake of Allah. You're doing this only seeking the pleasure of Allah. It's only then that your lecture becomes beneficial for your akhirah. What's the point of a lecture that you make that gets 50 million views, many people get hidayah from, but you meet Allah on Judgment Day and Allah is displeased with you because you are not sincere? Now you benefited? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to judge you based on the amount of likes you got? No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to judge you based on your intention. Were you sincere or unsincere? Did you care what people think? Or did you care what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala thinks? This is why people are sick. If you were to go against this way, now there's a wave. All mashayikh are on Facebook, all mashayikh are on TikTok, all mashayikh are on, there's a trend now. Which shaykh is trending? Wallahi, once, I think I told you before, once I was invited to a conference in Malaysia. This is what we've reached. The mashayikh are meeting in the conference for the first time. Mashayikh from all over the world, Australia, from America, from Europe, all mashallah, I think there was 10 famous English speakers, they all came to the conference. And then, we don't know each other, so the organizers are introducing us. Wallahi, they were introducing us with the likes. Tell you. They were saying, this is so-and-so from America. MashaAllah, his clip got 2 million likes, mashallah. Are these the stripes these days? How many likes you have? That's it. This was the introduction procedure. This is so-and-so from America. He did that video that went he viraled. This is what society is pushing you towards. If you were to go against this, ya Baba, cancelled. This man is this man is that, she's like this, he's like that. People, even if you stay silent, even if you don't verbally criticize, if you don't do what people do, what happens? People get intimidated by you. You frustrate them. If you go to a restaurant and the restaurant does not pass your halal standards, whatever you don't open your mouth. You don't say anything to anyone. You don't say, brother, it's not halal. No. Just order, for example, a salad. Look, watch people. Everyone says, what's wrong? What, you're not going to eat me? No, I feel like salad. What? Yeah, are you one of them? Everything is haram. Allah, you frustrate me. Brother, I didn't say anything to you. Brother, you want to eat halal, you want to eat pork, eat it. What's your... I didn't say anything. But your presence in his circle intimidates him, upsets him. It hurts. This is why, for example, it's very common that a sister in niqab, if she does not open her mouth as soon as she enters a circle of sisters that are wearing hijab only, they naturally, for no reason, they feel intimidated. What, does she think she's better than us? What, she's covered, and we are prostitutes on the street? La ya habibti, la, niqab doesn't mean anything. Iman is in the heart. And similarly, if a lady in hijab enters an environment of sisters with no hijab, the same effect. People hate ghuraba. People hate strangers. They want everyone to be the same. If everyone is the same, we all have fun. When someone is different, straight away, he naturally gets attacked. And this difference is the sign you're looking for in your life. This is a sign that you are suffering because of deen. This is a sign that you are on the straight path. Because in the time of fitna and corruption and fasad, خلاص, mass misguidance, mass distance from Allah. People are far away from deen. Then you have to be different. You have to stand out. And subhanAllah, it's in every field. In food, you feel like an alien. When it comes to Ramadan, ya haram, because you want to follow the sunnah and moon sighting, you feel like you're from Mars. What? You're not fasting? No, I'm not fasting, Habibi. Ya Allah, you people, you know. He's from Mars, you know. He's from a different planet. Why? Because he wants to follow the sunnah. Habibi, khalas, everyone announced, everyone is this, brother. I follow the order of Muhammad sallam, we wait for the moon. La, brother, khalas, just follow the majority. Follow the majority. So what if the majority are doing something wrong? Brother, that's not your problem, khalas, follow the majority. Khalas, then follow the majority in backbiting. The majority backbiting now is good. Follow the majority in dress code. Follow the majority in having no fear of Allah. There is nowhere in Islam, there is nowhere in deen, never, not one ayah in the Quran, not one hadith of Rasulullah that says follow the majority. Rather the opposite. Allah says in the Quran, وَإِن تُطَعْ أَكْثَرَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يُضِلُّوكَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. O Prophet of Allah, if you follow the majority, they will take you away from the deen of Allah. You will lose your way. You can't follow the majority. You have to follow the sunnah. You have to follow the way of the Prophet ﷺ, which is usually not the majority. It's usually few people still holding on to the deen like they are holding a live piece of coal, a burning piece of coal in his hand. Dress code, you feel like an alien. Food, you feel like an alien. You know? Society, ibadah, you feel like an alien. Even though clear sunnah, Look, for example, in Ramadan here in the masjid, many of you know. Khalas? Alhamdulillah, from the day I arrived in Australia, I've always, if I led salah, in a fard salah, my salah is very short. I'm known, I'm frustrating. You know? قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِالْفَلَقِ maximum juz' amma. I never ever go here and there. Khalas? People come to me after, Sheikh, how come you don't read, you know? This is that's me, leave me alone. If you want someone else to read, I don't mind. Bismillah. Me, fard salah, short. But nafil salah, you know, sunnah. The sunnah is to go long. In Taraweeh, the sunnah is to, you know, the Sahaba prayed all night. Agreed upon. There is no khilaf. There is no one that said anything different. This was the way, documented. But who wins? Society wins. In society now, Taraweeh is what? 8 rak'at or 20 rak'at and, you know, super turbocharged imam. You have to finish within 1 hour. This is the norm. If you do anything not normal, what happens? You get criticized. Sheikh, how come you pray so long? Wallahi, brother, it's sunnah. Brother, pray whatever. No, brother, you have people behind you that are tired. I go, Habibi, did I hit you? Did I bash you? Brother, you want to pray 2 rak'at, pray 2 rak'at. You want to pray the whole night, pray the whole night. It's nafil. You're tired, sit down. You want to go, but you want to make the whole masjid. You want to make the whole masjid pray less just because of your habits that is not part of the sunnah? Ajib. All right, I'm going to pray in another mosque. People hate difference. In ibadah, you'll feel different. In dress, you'll feel different. In social dealings, you feel different. You know? You go to, wallahi, sometimes people invite me to their home. And they don't know. They invite me to the home, for example, and I walk in and I find a bowl of salad. Wallah, men and women sitting together. So I say to the brother, wallah, I'm sorry, we can't do this. He goes, what do you mean? Wallahi, once, I was invited to a fundraising dinner. I'm the main speaker, you know. They posted my name, made the flyers, distributed, you know. And they were religious brothers. It didn't cross my mind. I arrive on the day, khalas, my talk is 8 o'clock or something. I'm the one that give the main talk. I arrive to the hall and I enter the hall and I find a circus. There is no man sitting beside a man. Man, woman, like this. What the hell? What's that? So I go to brother, what's this? How come men and women sitting? He goes, oh, Sheikh, wallah, we tried. Wallah, he said, many people say that. Sheikh, wallah, we tried, we told them, but they all didn't listen to us. They want to sit like this. Sitting, brother, wallah, may Allah reward you, jazakallah khair, thank you so much, but I'm not going to give you talk. What? Sheikh, where? Habibi, either you make them all sit properly, or I'm not going to enter the hall. So I'm telling you, the guy, the organizer, Haram, he had to stand up on the mic, and he had to say, please, can we have the sisters to sit at the back, and men to sit at the front? You should see the looks on people's faces. I'm telling you, if I took out a sword and I slaughtered them, it wouldn't be that bad. Everyone was giving me the biggest dirties ever. Who the hell do you think you are? Maybe simple. The life of Sunnah. The life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Where is your ghira? Where is your jealousy? Where is your deen? This is a religious gathering. No. Society wins. You get invited to a house, if you enter and you find people, families, wallahi, in my family, because my wife wears the niqab, and we don't mix. So at one stage, I realized that my family is not inviting us. I don't mind. But I picked up on it, so I wanted to tease my mom. I go, Mom, how come you're not asking us to come? She goes, because if you come, we have to segregate. And Habibi, Allah ta'ala, please, it's a family gathering, everyone wants to mix. I go, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, Fatuba lil Ghuraba. Please don't invite us to these things, khalas. We don't want to wreck your environment. We don't want to wreck your tabkha. Khalas, you enjoy, leave us alone, please. Because we're different. If you are not different in this time, if you don't feel like you are an alien, this means you are not following the sunnah of Muhammad. You have succumbed to societal pressure. Society got you, khalas. They've normalized you. They've tamed you. Khalas, now you're a good boy, a good member of society. Everything is easy, we eat anything, we wear anything, Just be normal, be like everyone else. Why do you have to be different? People get frustrated from difference. قالوا أجعل الآلهة إلها واحدة إن هذا لشيء عجاب. How can he make all the gods just one God? What a weird thing. We've never heard of this before. ما سمعنا بهذا في آبائنا الأولين. We've never heard anyone from our forefathers ever say something like that. This deen came strange, and now it's very strange. And every single time someone decides to go against society and apply the sunnah, what's going to happen? There's going to be a fight. There's going to be a backlash. And if you study carefully this backlash, it's very, very, the way society reacts is very common. It's like across the issues. Inshallah, you'll understand me. Maybe we'll help someone, okay? Let's say, for example, you are in a society where everyone shaves. I'm going to start from a distant example so I don't hurt any feelings at the beginning. And I'm going to hurt your feelings at the end, but let's start easy. Let's say, because in Australia here, all the boys have the beard because there's no problem. You get a job normal, you get a wife normal. Alhamdulillah, it's an easy sunnah in Australia. So let's say you are in a society, let's say you live in Turkey, for example, in the, Ataturk days. Or you live in Egypt, or you live in whatever, where beard is banned. You have to shave every morning. If you decide to grow your beard, here's what happens. Society, they get intimidated by you, and they want you to fail. They don't have to say it, but they want you to shave your beard. Why? I explain to you why do they want to shave your beard. Because when you shave your beard, naturally speaking, with no words spoken, they feel better about them shaving. You growing your beard amongst shaven men makes them feel guilty. Do you understand? So what do they want? They want you to shave their beard like them. So that we all, khalas. No one is better than anyone. We're all in the same hole, as they say. But once one man grows his beard, it's like this man is a hujjah against you. It's like this man is like a testification against you. Because you will come on Judgment Day and you will say, Ya Allah, wallah, I couldn't grow my beard. Look at society, look at the pressures, I couldn't get a job. Then Allah will say, how about so and so, fulan? He grew his beard. How come he endured the hardship? How come he endured patiently? Do you understand? So they want you to leave this sunnah. They are pushing you to leave this sunnah. Even if they don't say it. And you get analyzed. So there's always a level of character assassination. If you grow your beard, for example, let's say everyone else also lies. Let's say we live in a society where everyone lies. Everyone lies, everyone shaves his beard. One guy grew his beard. Is he better than them or not? He's still lying like everyone else, but he's trying. Now all of a sudden, if he lies, what happens? Leko, mashallah. He grew his beard, but he's lying. Everyone is lying. Are you also lying? What's the problem? La, I don't have a beard. Yeah, I lie. True, I lie. But I don't have a beard. So instantly, as soon as you revive a dead sunnah, everyone wants you to leave the sunnah, and everyone starts speaking on everything else in your life. Do you understand? They want to pick on your mistakes. They want to prove to themselves and to the society, you're not better than them. So yeah, he grew his beard, but he doesn't pray in the masjid. But why is this your view? Your view should be, if you're a normal person, alhamdulillah, he's trying to do a sunnah. May Allah reward him. But because you're sick and you have succumbed to societal pressure, you start character assassinating this champion, this gharib. So I start searching for errors. I'm telling you, look around you. As soon as anyone around you takes a step more than you in deen, especially if it's an apparent step, usually you get analyzed. Alas. We want now, you're under the microscope. If anyone else lies, no problem. But if you lie, ya baba. Look, mashallah, bead, and you lie. I'm trying my best. I didn't say I'm a perfect Muslim. A lady in a society where all women don't put the hijab on. If she puts the hijab on, what happens? Well, you think you now, Maryam alayhi salam, Sharifa al-Afifa, mashallah, straight away you put the little scarf on, even though you don't want one that shows the fringe and everything. She gets put under the microscope. Normal societal reaction. They want her to take her hijab off, and they start analyzing her every step and every move because they want to pick on her mistakes. They want to say, look, yeah, she put the hijab on, but she has this and this and this. Normal societal reaction. Now this person starts feeling what? Starts feeling the hate. The vibe comes. The vibe is passed. He starts feeling like a loner. He starts feeling that people are moving away from him. She starts feeling that people are criticizing them for no reason, attacking them for no reason. So it's very, very common when people start breaking societal pressure, that they also fall. And when they fall, what happens? Society has a party. Society has an unannounced party. Alhamdulillah, look, so and so, did you hear? Khair, what happened? I shaved his beard. He became like us. Yeah, he shaved his beard. Really? Why? Allahu A'lam. We told him, you don't go too hard on yourself. There's always this don't go too hard on yourself business. You know this one? You know this one? This shaitan door? Every time a Muslim tries to take a step towards Allah, for the sake of Allah, seeking the pleasure of Allah, if it's against societal norms, shaitan will come and say, you put too much pressure on yourself, that's why you backward. Look at the other guy, look at the other sister, she didn't put pressure on herself, that's why, mashallah, she's steady and good, and So people want you to fail, and people will celebrate your failure. Pick on your mistakes. Normal societal reaction. This is why the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man ahya sunnati عند فساد أمتي فله أجر شهيد." He who revives my sunnah. People that stand up to social pressure and revive the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ in a time when it's dead. He gets the reward of a martyr. Shaheed. Why? Because really he becomes a shaheed. They actually slaughter him. They slaughter her. If you revive a sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, people they will slaughter you. So you get, if you are patient and steadfast and handle all the pressures and the criticism and the shamata, you know the shamata? If something bad happens to you, everyone celebrates. Because the alien, Shaykh Halu, he was arrogant, he was, he thinks he's better than all of us, and look what happened to him now. People, they celebrate your failure. They pick on your mistakes. They alienate you. They criticize you. They scrutinize you. These are the normal societal reactions towards anyone who tries to revive the sunnah. So, you want to grow your beard amongst clean-shaven men? This will happen. You want to put the hijab amongst non-hijabis? This will happen. You want to put the niqab amongst non-niqabis? What will happen? Look, if a sister now puts niqab on, ya baba, everyone victimizes, haram, what, is your husband forcing you? No, my husband's not forcing me. Really? But how do you eat? Yeah, but don't you feel like suffocating? Don't you feel like it's... So imagine the sister is not feeling that. When everyone around her starts saying that, what happens? All of a sudden now she starts feeling like a victim. Oh Allah, why am I doing this to myself? Why? You are assisting shaitan on your sister. Instead of supporting her and encouraging her and saying to her, MashaAllah, may Allah reward you. Wallahi, I wish I can be like you. Instead of being on this path, you try to society has that effect. It wants to pull everyone down to your level. Peer pressure, tall poppy syndrome. You want to bring everyone down. You want to stop mixing, this will happen. You want to eat halal, this will happen. You want to live in polygamy, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Ya Habibi, Ya Baba. Ya Baba, try and apply this sunnah in our time. This is not sunnah, this is haram. This is not, it's worse than zina. Well, I think I'm joking. In society now, polygamy is worse than zina. If your wife busts you cheating on her, she can forgive you. If she enters the home and finds you with another lady completely, she'll forgive for the sake of the family, and she'll keep her family together, and everyone will praise her. Well, good on you, sister. You looked after your family, you soldiered on. Inshallah, your husband is going to be a good boy now. But if you do the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, ya Baba, all swords are out. Not just out on the husband, la wallah, on the sister. If the sister accepts her husband to marry again, do you think people will say, Wallah, may Allah reward you? Like, Wallahi, they want to slaughter her. They want to kill her. They want to, even though, Wallahi, I'm telling you, Wallahi, in Seerah, when we were studying, it's a very, very common quiz. It's that rare. Say, which companion only married one wife? It's a quiz. Oh, yeah, who? Abu Dharr radiallahu anhu. Imagine something that was so abundant. A system, a manhaj of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Everyone lived by this manhaj. Now all of a sudden, it became more rare than niqab. More rare than niqab. Now we have maybe 200, 300 niqabis in Sydney. How many successful polygamous marriages do you see around you? Zero. No sheikh, no frakh, maybe one or two examples, and then everyone is waiting, dying. Everyone wants this rebel family to fail. Why? Because it makes everyone feel intimidated. No, what do you mean? What do you mean, taboo, banned, And then people say, oh, Baba, khalas, do you have to, it's just sunnah. Brother, do you know what it means? That something that's the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that was the norm of society. Shaitan worked until it became zero. Not 50% loss, not 90% loss, no, zero. Khalas, it is dead, it is finished. Unheard of. You can't even dream of it. You can't even think of it. If you think about it, yeah, Baba, what's going to happen? Everyone, same system. With anyone trying to apply any sunnah, society will hit against you very hard. Like I told you, especially with the sunnah that are taboos, finished, dead. Wallahi al-Azim, same system, same issue. Everyone wants to see you fail. If the whole society will work against you until they bring you back to the norm. So people will say, Khalas, brother, why fight this fight? Why fight this fight? Khalas, shaitan won. It's alright. There's so many sunnah missing in our life. If every single person says this about this sunnah and that sunnah and that sunnah, what's going to happen, my brothers? What's going to happen? Khalas, this sunnah means it died. Nowadays, we tell people, for example, which is even harder, brother, come 4 months khuruj fi sabilillah. We make tashkil, and we say, who's ready to go for 4 months? What the society hit back and say, brother, are you from earth? What do you mean 4 months? How about your family? How about your family? How about your wife and kids? Oh, Habibi, read the seerah. I want you to open the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and see how many times the Sahaba radiallahu anhum left their homes for the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal. Not left their homes with a return ticket. Not left their homes just for a da'wah trip and coming back and guaranteed. No, wallah, they left their homes majority of the time. Very, very high chance he's never coming back. Dead. Jihad is dead. Da'wah is dead. Even going to do i'tikaf in the masjid now became unheard of. Khalas, i'tikaf, if you go tell your parents, I'm going to go sleep at the masjid, people say, what? Why? You don't have a home? I'm sleeping at the masjid. Why? Don't you have a house? Brother, your Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did i'tikaf. Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. No, these things became taboo. If you were to travel to Dubai or go overseas or go to the mines in Perth for 3 months at a time to make money, everyone will say you're a soldier. You're a mujahid fi sabilillah. Allah al-Azim, what a machine. And your wife, wallahi, she's a soldier. Qasam billah, your wife, Allahu Akbar, what a woman. What a rare breed. She supported her husband. He's overseas, you know. But if you were to change the work, the money making to Quran. A husband left his wife, went overseas for 1 year to learn Quran. And he left his family? That's not Islam. Subhanallah. So to make money, it's Islam. To learn Quran, it's not Islam. That's not Islam. His family has a right. But how about when it comes to money? How come you accepted that scenario? You know? People, my brothers, they live according to these norms. And anyone who tries to break the norms of society will cop the backlash. And it's across the range. You will find the same patterns of societal reaction. They want you to fail. They want you to succumb. They want you to accept what has become norm. Khalas ba'a. You know? Wallahi, sometimes I tell a brother, this restaurant, I've checked it personally, it's not halal. They don't get halal meat. The brother says, why did you tell me? Well, brother, I'm saving your akhirah, I'm saving your lead. He goes, well, Allah, I didn't know, brother. I love the meat there, brother. Allah, from me there, you told me, man, I can't. Wait. People want halal not to be available. Do you know why? Wallahi, I'm telling you, some people, they want this halal wave to stop. Because when it stops, what do they say to themselves? Khalas, man. We can't get halal anyway. Just eat, brother. Just say Bismillah and eat. Now, this is the life he wants. The life he wants is what? The life of ease. He doesn't have to ask, doesn't have to question. Brother, khalas, what are you going to do, brother? Everyone eats it. Everyone eats his meat, just eat it, khalas. But when you find one guy, a haram, annoying guy, sitting on the table, not eating, party pooper, you know? He wrecked the environment. Now all of us are eating the meat and it's like poison in going there. Because one guy is not eating, you know what? He thinks he's better than us, he thinks more religious than us. Society wants to bring you down. Any time you revive a sunnah, you will face the same patterns. This is why, my brothers and my sisters, it is not allowed in Islam to desert the sunnah of the Prophet. Especially the sunnah that are becoming extinct. Whenever you find, and everyone's different, everyone has different capacity, everyone has different ability, everyone has different endurance. But as a society, we have a communal obligation to revive this sunnah. Someone needs to stand up and fight. And if he dies in the process, no problem. It's a good death. It's a beneficial death for him in the hereafter. If he suffers, if he is in pain, it does not go unwatched by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For every hardship, for every criticism, for every nasty comment, for every word that hurt his feelings, for every person that stayed distant from him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him more than his brain can actually imagine. This is why the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Al-ibadatu fil haraj kahijratin ilay. Sahih Muslim. Worshipping Allah in the time of fitna and corruption is equivalent to migration to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Think about this hadith. Imagine someone like Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. Imagine you're Abu Bakr and you meet Allah on Judgment Day. Guess what is the biggest good deed in Abu Bakr's book? Migration. Sahaba, the Muhajirin, this was the ace. This was the card. This is what their name was. They were mujahideen. They were not called the mujahideen. They were du'a. They were not called the du'a. They were mashallah quwam bil-layl. They were not called the quwam al-layl. They took the name al-muhajirun. Why? Because this was the best amal they've ever done. The best action they ever did in their life was migration to Rasulullah. Because it was very, very hard, a very big sacrifice. The Prophet ﷺ is offering you the same tag, the same package, the same reward. Who wants to migrate to Muhammad ﷺ? You can. By worshipping Allah on the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ in the time of fitna and corruption, when everyone is in the other direction. The Muslim who stands up and says, no, I'm proud of my deen, I'm proud of my Prophet ﷺ, and I will not succumb to social pressure. This Muslim will suffer day and night. But he meets Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a rank of his own. Because this suffering does not go unwatched. Have you seen Scottish people? Scottish people, the dress code is the kilt or something. I don't know what's it called. It's a stupid, checkered dress, We see it and we laugh. So what the hell, why wearing dresses for? Why wearing a skirt for? But for them, it's a matter of pride. Especially, I don't know, maybe new generations now, but in the old days, every Scottish man had one in his house. And he used to be very, very proud of it. It's my culture. It's my identity. He took pride in it. Nowadays, we are ashamed. We are ashamed of the sunnah of Muhammad. Change our names, we change our dress code. All the youth now, you don't find, very rare, you find someone wearing the abaya anymore, even though it's a statement. If you don't wear, pants and a suit and a tie and this, and you stick to this sunnah, yeah, Baba, everywhere you go, people look at you. Everywhere you go, people look at you. Oh, what is he wearing? Brother, why are you wearing like this for, brother? Can't you just wear normal pants and a t-shirt? Can't you wear nice shoes like this? Brother, it's not about can or can't. It's about, why do I wear in the first place? Why am I dressing something? Am I wearing clothes to please you? Or am I wearing clothes to please Allah? Am I making a choice because of my nafs, who I've been brainwashed to like? Or am I making a choice based on the liking of the Prophet ﷺ? Isn't it enough for a Muslim to know? The famous hadith of al-Mu'mineen radiallahu anhu says, وَكَانَ أَحَبُّ اللِّبَاسِ إِلَيْهِ الْقَمِيصِ. The Prophet ﷺ, amongst all the clothes he wore, he loved the qamis. He loved the thawb. He loved the abaya. He loved it. Isn't this hadith enough to move something inside you? I know, brother, society, brother, I don't like people staring at me. Brother, this stare doesn't go unwatched. This stare, this pain, this alienation you feel is huge in the sight of Allah. Don't run away from it, embrace it. So everyone knows himself. In the time of fitna and fasad, you should try to take all these sunnah. Except polygamy, of course, because you end up, You should try whatever you can. Tick these boxes. If not, at least one, at least two. The more, the merrier. Live by the code. Live by this principle. Learn how to have stamina and endurance. Learn how to stand up to your family. Family says mixing, say no mixing. But wisdom, bala wisdom, bala batikh. Enough wisdom. Every time we want to leave the sunnah, we say wisdom. Brother, be wise. Every time someone says to you, be wise, wallahi. Anytime you find someone says, brother, be wise, you will find them asking you to leave the sunnah. Brother, but be wise. Even though sunnah, the name of sunnah in the Quran is wisdom. Sunnah in the Quran is wisdom. وَاذْكُرْنَ مَا يُتْلَى فِي بُيُوتِكُنَّ مِنْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. Sunnah is wisdom. The advice of the Prophet ﷺ is the definition of wisdom. But look how shaitan can play games on human brains. Now, leaving sunnah became wisdom. You abandon the sunnah of the Prophet. Brother, why have you been? Brother, wisdom. Allah, look how demented this sentence is. He is leaving the sunnah and calling his action wisdom. Brother, no, this is not wisdom. This is dumbness. This is betrayal to your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's betrayal to the path. Especially that the amount of people on the sunnah are very little. Imagine there's, a few people in the time of corruption and fasad, and they're trying to fight. They're trying to resist the wave. Every time one of them collapses, what happens? The fight becomes weaker. You weaken the body. You weaken your brothers. Already there's 200 niqabis in Sydney, or 300. I don't know what the number is really, but we can tell. Every time a sister puts niqab on, she thinks, maybe it's just reward. Whatever she believes, whether she believes it's fard or whether she believes it's sunnah, she thinks, it's just something personal. It's not personal. We're in war. The ummah, society, is in war against shaitan. Shaitan is fighting this sunnah. Every lady who puts niqab on has joined this fight. She became part and party of these women fighting to keep this sunnah afloat. It's not something simple, it's big in the sight of Allah. If she stops, she takes it off, niqab becomes what? Extinct, khalas, unheard of. No one. And every lady that had niqab, who takes niqab off, what happens? She weakened this structure. Now, wallahi, there's a wave, very, very sad wave. We hear, wallah, this sister, 10 years in niqab, she took it off. After 15 years in niqab, she took it off. After 3 years, wallah, she put niqab on and then she took it off. What pain, what sadness, what loss, something already. Wallah al-Azim, society has more pain for extinct animals. Wallah, there was 5 white tigers, one of them died. We have a aza, in the zoo. Because of an animal that, who cares, let them go extinct. What's going to happen if a species gets extinct? No, animal rights, brother, you're inhumane. How about deen? How about akhirah? How about a sunnah that's becoming extinct? Don't you have ghira inside you for the sunnah of your Prophet ﷺ? Don't you feel pain that a whole community of 1 million people, and we don't have 200, 300 niqabis? Aren't you ashamed of yourself as an ummah, as a society? Khalas, mass exodus, Aren't you ashamed? No tahajjud, no da'wah, everyone, khalas, no work, wife, house, mortgage, abundance. Everyone's on mortgage. Everyone's buying a house. Everyone works from 9 to 5. This is the norm. But one guy, haram, goes for da'wah 40 days or 4 months or 1 month. The society stands up and his family, and they want to bring the mashayikh to talk to him. Brother, khalas, that's the fight you have. Leave the brother, leave him. He's an extinct breed. They're dying out, they're finishing. Let them. Please, my brothers, fight for the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Don't let it go. Whatever sunnah you can revive, even if it's small in your eye, it's not. You have to face society, and it's not easy, it's very hard. But fight, and have stamina, and have endurance. And if you fall, stand up again. But you have to fight for this sunnah, or else they will completely go. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from those who practice what they hear. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.